Well, it's almost a whole new world for student athletes. They can profit off their name, image, and likeness, and that has created quite the challenge for college programs.
Sports Director Ben Bobick joins us with part 2 of his sit-down with Mocs head coach Rusty Wright as they chat about this new NIL world. Ben?
Yeah, coaches often talk about being adaptable in order to sustain success. Well, they have no choice in today's day and age. Plus, ever notice the attendance at Finley Stadium on a Saturday? Or lack thereof, and don't say it's because an SEC game is nearby. We cover it all in part 2 of our sit down with Rusty Wright. The NIL world, it's now dipped down into the FCS level, man. How does getting ahead in something like NIL here locally can help this program and the athletic department moving forward? This wasn't in the how to be a head coach manual, I imagine, when you took over the job just 5 years ago, too, which is crazy.
No, they keep adding to it, I promise you. I firmly believe whatever these young people can get, they deserve. It's hard being a student athlete in any sport because of the time that it takes to be good. You know, most of my guys don't come from 2-parent homes. They come from single-parent homes, and it's awful hard on them at times to make things work. And you know, a lot of guys I got on Pell Grant, they have to send money back home. You know, so we're constantly trying to fight it. But it's a changing landscape. We have enough issues financially trying to make sure everything works in our athletic department, and make sure it's taken care of, and that's the biggest concern. Because if we can do that, we can take care of the kids better. And then whatever they can get outside, I'm all for. But that's a hard thing to go ask for when you have to ask for other things to make your program go work.
What's it going to take, basically just straight up, to get butts back in the seats at Finley Stadium?
Well, I mean, I think you got to be consistent, just like we talked about with everything else. We're in a unique spot of where we sit, you know, as a city and a university. Got to win, no doubt about that. But you know, I'm not sure. At the end of the day, I'm not sure, because even when we were really, really good when I was here before, it wasn't like those crowds were out of sight then too. I mean, if we brought Jack State in, we'd have a good crowd. If Citadel showed up, it wasn't quite as good a crowd, you know. I mean, and that's the thing. So we got to figure that out, and just, you know, we're going to have a good football team. They're going to be fun to watch. These are good kids. These guys are going to eventually stay here in Chattanooga and be employees of people or start their own businesses and those things. So you want to come out and get involved with them and know who they are and watch them do things.
It's tough to probably think about one word or one specific thing, but this was my favorite question, man. What would 2023 Rusty Wright tell 2019 Rusty Wright?
We did talk about this. You know, to enjoy the process a little more. I don't think I've enjoyed some of the wins, because winning's hard. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's in business or sports, winning's hard. And you know, not to play a snap in 2020. You know, that was a mistake on my part. Not in the spring or the fall, just not do it. And is what it is. Nobody knew what we were getting into, and nobody knew how to handle it. And kids were in a bad spot at that point in time. And you know, I would firmly believe it and go back on it and stand firm to it today.
And as always, we appreciate head coach of the Mocs, Rusty Wright, for his time, which is quite valuable these days, because next time we chat with him, it will be a game week as Chattanooga opens on the road at North Alabama next Saturday at 7. Live in the studio, Ben Bobick, Local 3 Sports.